Hello, YouTube. Alright, I know that I'm going to touch on a kind of an old topic but it's still relevant today. I was just kind of sitting around watching Chris Pirillo's old videos because I get bored. Yeah, Chris, I'm that much of a geek if you're watching. Yeah. Um, yes, the old videos matter. um, wow. I know I'm going off topic, but wow, my face is really red and I don't know why. I think that's because I finally got sun. I'm making more of a nerd out of myself. Anyway, back to my topic. It was one of Chris's older videos about the it was kind of a follow-up to his Windows Vista rants. He read an email from this guy quoting some things from Microsoft and talked about how they didn't listen to the community, and you know, it makes a whole lot of sense. It makes a ton of sense. And the confusion between different versions, I thought, I mean, I did my research on it, so I really knew what I was buying when I bought Vista. I bought Vista. Hold on. I bought Vista. This is a Service Pack 0 DVD. I got this back in 2007, 2006, 2007. I can't remember which year it came out. 2006. At least the copyright date is. I bought Home Premium and where the hell is it? Home Basic. Those are the two that I bought. Now, they had way too many versions of it, I think. Way too many. I mean, there's no need to separate out that much. I mean, back in the old days, it was one version. You had Windows, Windows 2.0, Windows 3.0, Windows 3.1, Windows 3.11. In Japan, Windows 3.2. Windows 95. Actually, I take it back. There were actually some versions of Windows 95 that were different. There was like Windows 95, Windows 95 A, B, C, OSR2, with Internet Explorer. You know, that's kind of reminiscent to what happened with Vista with Windows 95. Then there was Windows 98 and Windows 98 Second Edition. Then they got it right when they just had Windows 2000 for the consumer base. I mean, there were different versions of the server one, which I'm not really sure was necessary. I mean, you really only need one server OS. You want to make the OS as capable as possible and just let the features be variable. That's what you want to do in an OS. You don't want to have 5 million different versions that have feature variability. Is that a word? I don't know. But I just don't see why they do that. I mean, there should be two versions of an operating system: desktop and server. Maybe a netbook edition, but that should be variable within the desktop operating system, because you know, a netbook is you know, a home computer. But yeah, continuing with Windows 2000, went to Windows XP, where they went back to multiple versions, with Windows XP Home Edition, Windows XP Professional, and Windows XP Media Center Edition. Those are clear-cut and very organized. I loved the way they organized the different Windows XP versions. You had the Home version, the Professional version, and the Media Center Edition version. Windows XP Home is what I've used for a long time. Windows XP Professional, I've used that too, and it's pretty much the same as Windows XP Home as far as features to the home user go. Windows Media Center, however, you get just the Media Center application. That shouldn't have been an addition. That should have been like what Windows Live is today. That should have been a program you download and install. You know, that should have never been released as some addition. That should have been, even if it was a big download, it still should have been something you download and install. That's kind of weird. And the way those versions were differentiated was very simple. You had the Home Edition, which didn't have domain support. You have Professional, which did have domain support. That's the only difference between Windows XP Home and Windows XP Pro. You get more enterprise network support with Pro. None are more stable than the other. I've used both of them. Windows Media Center is simply Windows XP Professional with the Media Center applications installed on it. So, people who say Windows Media Center sucks, no, it doesn't. It's just Windows XP Pro with applications installed in the Royale theme. That's it. It's no different. It's the same kernel. And I thought that was a great way to organize it. Just 3 versions. I mean, it was simple. Do you want one with Media Center capabilities? Do you need the Media Center capabilities? If you need them, then buy that one. Windows XP Professional. If you need it for work, if you need to connect to enterprise networks, and you need to connect to domains, then get Professional. If you have no idea what I'm talking about when I say that, then get Windows XP Home. That's all you need. That's all I've used for the past 5 years. Windows XP Home, really. I mean, I've used Pro because I couldn't get access to Home before, but that's beside the point. I never used any of the Pro features that it had, like domain support. Because, you know, who needs that as a home user? Unless you work someplace. But then you go to Windows Vista. What a fucking nightmare. I mean, I'm sorry to swear, but it's a clusterfuck of... Wow! I mean, you have Home Basic, Home Premium, Business, Enterprise, Ultimate, and Starter, I think. Yeah. That's way too many. That's way too many. There should be one Home Edition, one Professional Edition, and maybe one Ultimate Edition. But I mean, I like the idea of the Ultimate Edition, but I think they should make it worth the money. You know, it doesn't seem to be worth the money at all. I mean, all they're doing with the Ultimate Edition is combining the features of Home Premium, Business, and Enterprise together. That's all they're doing, and you get stuff like BitLocker encryption, which really isn't that important of a feature unless data security is your job field, maybe. It's really there's not much incentive to buy it over Professional or Home Premium. And they kind of fixed that with 7, but not really. With Windows 7, they have they've kind of gone back to similar to XP. You have Home, Pro, and Ultimate, basically. And what they're doing is they're not selling Home Basic anymore to the US, which is a smart idea, because if you want Home Basic, then you can just turn off all the eye candy. That's all you have to do. Turn off all the eye candy. Turn off Arrow. Make it Windows Classic theme. Since the basic theme looks like shit, in my opinion. It looks like something some kindergartner would have drawn in Kid Pix. Remember Kid Pix? Oh yeah. Now the incentive to get Ultimate with Windows 7 is there for me, because with Windows XP mode that they released, it's only compatible with machines running Windows 7 Professional, Enterprise, and Ultimate. And what Ultimate does, as I've said before, is combine the features of Home, Pro, and some aspects of Enterprise into one Windows version, which is a smart idea, but I don't like the pricing. So, you know, I bought upgrade discs of Windows 7 Home Premium, and I have one OEM disc of Windows 7 Professional, which I use on my MacBook Pro, and it runs beautifully. I got 7 Professional for a couple reasons. On my MacBook Pro, I don't need Media Center. There's no TV tutor connected. What's the point? So I don't need Media Center, and I need Windows XP mode on there to run some old programs, like older games, things like that. And there's just a lot of features on Home Premium that I don't need that Professional has that I do need. which is how you differentiate what you need out of an OS. If you can't differentiate that, then you should actually take a look at them hands-on. Take a look at the Wikipedia pages. They tell you everything.